Okay, everybody is muted, so you're going to have to unmute if you want to say anything. I'm going to share the screen again. There we go. And we are being recorded. All righty. Records were meant to be broken. Christian, I like the way you think. And you are darn right. Oh, more people coming in. I love it. Making my day. All right. First things first, we have some updates to go over today. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Hopefully by the end of the month, definitely by I'd say Valentine's Day. That'll be my Valentine's Day gift to all of you. Cheesy as that is, right? All right, first things first, since we are now in 2024, some of you might be going into your cases and seeing these red X's when they were green check marks before. The reason being is if I hit the plus sign, you'll notice that the start year end year is 2023. And the start year or end year cannot be a past year. So you just go in, change it to 2024 on any of your open cases. On your new cases, that won't be an issue because it'll only be 2024. We are working to fix it so you don't have to, but we didn't get it done in time. And here, as you can see, it's 2023. And again, 2023, you change it and everything goes back to the lovely green check mark and you are good to go. All right. So now let's go into what the changes are. First of all, change number one. Up here, it used to say export PDF. You don't have to use it, but there is a fact finder, as I should have told all of you, and we have labeled it, wait for it, fact finder. But you go in, and if you click it, here's the fact finder in a PDF version. By the way, I have a fillable, most of you know this, a fillable PDF version of this. If you want it or don't have it and you want it, email me, I'll get it right to you. All right. Some of the other changes. To access the fact finder, you see these eyes. Wow, people still coming in. Everybody, we're going to be at 89 in a minute. We might break 100. And if we break 100, Dora and David are going to buy everybody lunch tomorrow. Lovely of them, by the way, I think. Just so you know. Dora and David are going, what? All right. Some changes you need to know about. First of all, here is also the fact find where in a client or prospect, you can input data if you want it in one place. But one thing we added was this little thing right here that has any other information about the client. Those of you that are in our leads program and have a concierge who does a fact find, we added this so they could put information there that weren't necessarily one of the fact find questions. Also, here we've added some things for life insurance and long-term care disability, some other things coming in the next couple of weeks on that as well. One of the other changes are, here's the question, what is the amount you spend monthly to maintain your current lifestyle? The other question is, what would you like to spend to avoid living, wait for it, where's Tom Hegnan when you need him, a just-in-case retirement? So those are some slight changes there. Another change. When it comes to adding, I've told you there's for contributions, you click the plus sign, it adds a second line. We now have for source, you could choose current income or an outside source. So if somebody is adding to their 401k, clearly it's coming from their current income, you would choose that, and of course the years that it's going to be there. So that has been a change. You can choose an outside source of whatever it may be, or it's coming from their current income. Something else. On every mode, tax type, pre-tax, tax-free, non-qualified, we have always had other. And if you have a couple of things that are other, sometimes it could be like, crap, what is that one again? What is this one again? What if this one's a TSP? I got 401k, IRA, 403b. I'd have to use other, but now you can custom label it, put TSP, and there you go. So now you'll know what everything is on savings and contributions, regardless if it's pre-tax, non-qualified, or tax-free. If you have to use other, you will be able to custom label it, and you're good to go. The put answers and they save somewhere, or will they populate the fact finder showed? They will be, if you put any answers in there, by the way, who wrote that? David, how are you? If you put any answers in there, as long as you hit save at the bottom, remember that? Remember I told you, always hit save. Don't let it go too long. It will save it. They will be in there. And then when you click fact finder, under that question, those answers will come up.
Hey, Scott.
Yes, John, how are you?
Good. How are you doing? Suppose you have someone doing a Roth 401k. The employer matches with pre-tax dollars, and the employee contributes after-tax dollars to it. You're going to have to break that apart, aren't you, to show it?
Yes. Right now, we're not there yet. We are moving in that direction where you'll be able to include the automatically in one line. You want everything all at once, don't you, John? Yeah, everything all at once.
I just had to ask that question, didn't I?
No, we're already working on that. And as I've told you all and lamented in a good way, it's actually fun to do the software development, but it's amazing how long things take. We are already starting to, not started, started to work on that. So I don't know how, but I don't have a timeline for it. But you do have to, as you said, put it in two separate spaces. But we will get there where it will be in one space. Something coming. I'm not sure if it'll be by the end of January, but we are going to have it where when you hit add account, you will be able to directly put in a life insurance policy or an annuity. Nice, huh? And instead of being like stocks, bonds, cash, you can actually put a return if you want. All right. So that is actually in the works as we speak. Not as easy as you think, but it is actually coming. Where you, in savings and contributions, can add a life insurance case or a annuity. I'm all verklempt all day. I'm fine. And then I get on something like this and I get all verklempt. I guess I'm so excited. Now, let's go down to incomes. Same thing. Let's say you have other income. You click it and you custom label it. I already did one, in fact. As you can see, rental income, that's a common one. But now for other, you label it exactly what it is. So if somebody has several others, now you don't have to figure out what is that one again. You put in exactly what it is. And obviously, you can put it to whomever it is, the client or the spouse. Something else. For owner, you now can put client, spouse, wait for it, joint, or a trust. So that is now in ownership. Now you won't be able to do joint or trust in pre-tax, because in pre-tax, it's got to be the client or the spouse. Speaking of taxes, as I've told all of you, the software currently uses 2023. They're already working on updating to 2024. Tax tables, brackets, standard deduction. However, it goes up 1.6% a year to kind of be inflationary. What's good though is what's coming. Wouldn't it be cool if, and I've said this, I think, to many of you, wouldn't it be cool if, okay, I'll leave 2024 and 5 alone. But in 2026, can I revert it back to 2017 if Congress doesn't do anything? And hey, in 2030, can I show higher taxes? Guess what's coming? Hopefully by the end of the quarter. You guessed it, not my birthday, but higher taxes, or rather, you will have the ability to control what the tax scenarios are. So instead of saying to somebody, hey, the numbers would be even worse on the current or would be different, If taxes are higher, you can now show them what would happen if it's higher taxes. That'll be great. Thank you, Daniel. Bravo. Okay.
Scott,
Hey,
I'm
Gene,
I'm assuming when you say roll back to 2017, you're including the inflation increases above the 2017 brackets. Is that correct?
yes,
Okay, thank you.
you're more than
And-
welcome. I love easy
And
questions.
Scott, could we go into Social Security income in 2033 and show how theoretically it could be reduced by 25%?
Yeah, you can, but I'd have to, in fact, John, let me go into that in a minute. Let me go through everything else. I got to come back to that. I'll show you what
Okay.
you can do. But I also want to make sure I get all the questions answered. I answered David, Marvin, thank you. Lauren, haven't spoken to you in a while. Well, Tom, when we get there, ad insurance would be nice. Also have external source for funding. Tom, if I think if I have what you're saying, we might just be there. I'll go into it in a second. I'm an AI assistant. Congratulations. Is it possible to fund an IUL premium from qualified dollars and pay the taxes via a loan from the IUL? On the software, no. It is, however, possible to fund it from a pre-tax. I'll show you that in a minute. Remind me of that. All right, let me move on. Let me get rid of these. Goals has not changed, but tax settings, where the COLAs are. Who can tell me what we've been asking for in a COLA for God knows how long? Anybody? Bueller? A pension COLA. Come on, it's Christmas now. Hallelujah, huh? So now we have, because why stop at 2, right? We now have a third COLA, one specifically for pensions. We don't have to do, for some of you, I showed you a workaround. We don't have to do that anymore. You have a COLA just for pensions. Also have a COLA for Social Security. Now, when we did this update, one thing I saw, if you'll notice, there's no more decimal points. So in other words, it's just rounded to the dollar, no more decimal points. For up here and here, that makes sense. But for here, I'm having them put back because FICA is not 8%. It's actually 7.65. But that'll be back hopefully within 2 weeks. So it's just a little bump. But nonetheless, for those that have pensions, and of course, many pensions have zero COLA, here you go. No more workaround. Can I get a hallelujah on that one? Anybody? Bueller again.
Hallelujah.
There you go. I love it. Thank you, Rodney. Let me see now. Are prospects routinely able to accurately provide their cost basis now? Relevant to they usually are. We usually are able to provide the cost basis or get close enough. How about rates that do not tax qualified income? How about states that do not tax qualified income? I apologize. I got to learn how to read yet. So I don't have an answer for you on that one. Daniel, when you and I talk, and I know we will shortly, remind me of that so I can work on that. Ralph, hey, Ralph, how are you? Can you use the pension COLA to show the increase in an income annuity? That's a fair way to use it. If you don't have a pension and you have annuity income that's already an income and you want to show an increase to it, you could, but hold that thought. Something's coming maybe on that. We're at 96 people. We might break 100. This is awesome. Okay, moving on. Now am I moving on too? Exactly. Hold on. 401k, joint trust, free form for fact find, other in savings and income, decimals, COLA for pension. Okay. So let me tell you what is coming. That's all the things that have changed. Make sure I got everything. Other in savings and income, got it. Decimals. All right. What's coming in the next update, which could be anywhere, I don't want to say 2 weeks, but the end of the month to the end of February, is you will be able to delete clients. So if you've built it up, like for instance, as you can see, I've got quite a few built in here. If I want to get rid of some, I can't. That's coming where you'll be able to do that. Something else that's coming. You know, what if I want to do a volatility buffer, but I don't want to do it this year. I want to do it in 2 years. You really can't show it that way now, but in the next update, you will be able to do future transfers to a FIA. Subsequently, what about a Roth conversion? What if they're 55? You can't mostly do a Roth conversion yet, but what's coming in the next update is you can show what a Roth conversion will be like in however many years, 5, 10, whatever. So if they're 50 and they're retiring at 65, you will now be able to show that. That's good. Now, we talked about increasing payouts on both when you do a guaranteed income annuity, we will be, you have a payout factor, but it stays level. Sometimes when you send me illustrations, I ladder it in such a way. I think, Danny, I like that. Futures under development. I ladder it in such a way to take into account increases. Well, guess what's coming? Where you will be able to, right now it's a percentage or will be, you will be able to show increases in the GIA coming in the future. Something else. Remember how I've said to all of you, and hopefully you'll remember it. If not, give me a moment. All right, remember how I've shown you when you go to plan results in current destination and summary cash flow, they have excess here. Remember, it's already been taxed and they're not spending it. That's $19,000. That means they have excess of the year of $19,000. Wouldn't it be nice to go into life insurance, add insurance and show, hey, where's the premium coming from? The excess income? Take a wild guess what's coming by the end of the month to the end of February at the latest. You will be able to use excess income to pay for a life insurance premium if you want to do that. Something else that's coming, we have 4 buttons down here. Save, calculate, plan results, blah, blah, blah. I'm not sure if it'll be a 5th button because, why stop at 4? But we are going to have a way for you to recalculate without having to resave it. Because some people are like, and I get that. What's also coming is, wouldn't it be nice? Right now, you can either put money into a volatility buffer or do a Roth if it's pre-tax. What's coming by the end of the month or to the end of February is you can do a Roth conversion into a volatility buffer. Sweet. At least, okay, look, I know I get excited about this, which again,
That's a good thing.
There you go. Thanks, Evan. But that is coming finally. And we, as I said, will also be updating the 2024 tax settings. And we're not done yet, but those are the things that are coming and expected to be here relatively quickly. And by the way, I don't know about most, but at least half of these things were in either joint or from your feedback. So when you say, Scott, we need your help, or we think it should be X, Y, and Z, I have, look, I have this book and file that I write everything down in, so it does not go unheeded or unlistened to. We take it very seriously. Okay, Diane. Hi, Diane, by the way. Would love to be able to copy a client and make changes to show various scenarios. That is coming too. I just know it's not coming by the end of the month or end of February. I've come to learn that is so time consuming and difficult to do. It's going to be a project unto itself, Diane and everybody. It will come. That I promise. I'm using the P word. I promise it's coming. And I don't mean by the end of the year. I hope not anyway. But I think that one could be more of I don't think at the end of the first quarter, maybe second quarter, because there is so much that goes into that it's going to take a while. Angelo, by the way, Angelo, hello. I don't think we actually met yet. Husband and wife income totals are listed. Husband dies. The software now show decrease in, no, it doesn't. You have to put that in. Let me, in fact, go back to that. John, was it you that talked about Social Security or differences in what happens in 2034 if things don't
Yes,
change?
it is. I don't know,
Okay.
33, 34, whatever year.
All right. So let me show you what we got. First of all, these people are 65 years old. All righty. And we got Social Security going for both of them to age 100. So Angelo, in this case, there's a couple of things. What you can do is you could say, all right, let's run his to 2049, which is age 90, or whatever age you feel is appropriate, and keep hers going. And then you can add another line, Social Security. You can change hers to 2049 as well. And then, monthly, make hers 2,500. Well, yeah, 25,000. That'd be nice. When he dies in 2049, and have it start from 2050 to 2059. So in other words, he unfortunately passes away in 2049. She's lost his. Hers goes from the 2,500 in today's dollars. That's her 2,000 stops in 2049, and she bumps up in 2050 after his death, or whatever you want to put there. All right. That's how you would have to do it. Now, subsequently to that, another thing is, I'm going to X that one out of there, is 2034 is now 10 years from now. So what you could do is run these to 2039. And then, because, hey, you don't know what's going to happen. They both could live to age 100. Who knows? But the point being is that I've got monthly. Let's presume his was 2,500. Take 20% off. It's a Macy's sale. Take 20% off, and his is down to 2,000. Take 20% off hers, and I'm simple numbers. It could be, we know it could be less than that even. And just say from 2040 to 2059, or whatever age you want, or stop his again in 2049 when he's age 90. I hate to have you, oh, I'm sorry, people coming in again. I hate to have you have to do this right now. The software is not there yet where it'll automatically do it. But I got to tell you, we're already working on AI. And I've seen and been involved with, obviously, the things that are happening. It's really cool. You will be able to simply tell the software what you want, and it'll do it instead of putting everything. I mean, the data entry will still have to be done. It's got to know what the data is. But instead of doing, you can just tell it what you want, and it'll do it. It's kind of cool.
But
Angelo?
all I need to know is you can manually do that. Just change the dates for whatever I want. So
Exactly.
I didn't know I could do that.
Yes, you can. And by the way, everyone,
And I
let
was
me
thinking
put
another way to do it, just take the COLA out for those Social Security.
That's one way. I would suggest doing it this way because, look, this year the COLA is 3.2%. If you take COLA out, make it 0, it could really skew the numbers in a bad direction, or even though it would be on both sides. Granted, it's an extra step or two, but I think this is a better way to go about it.
Well, in effect, you've taken COLA out there because you've
Not
lost
really.
10 years of COLA.
Well, you have, but they're still going to have a COLA. If it drops to the 1,600, there still could be a COLA. I mean, it'll be based on what's coming in.
You had 25, anyway, go ahead.
I see. No, I get what you're saying, Tom. Fair point. It is a way to do it. So what Tom is saying, and there's two ways to skin the cat. Even though we don't skin cats here, we're very pet friendly. But thank you, Tom. And the thing of it is, what I love about this, I didn't think about that with the COLA. Maybe it works perfectly. Let me see. Tom, Roth conversion using alt investments on withdrawal. When you say alt, Tom, what do you mean by alternative investments? You'd mentioned that before once.
So you make an alternative investment as an accredited investor
Right.
in your traditional IRA, and that investment can depreciate, let's say an oil and gas investment, like 50 to 70%. And the next year you do the Roth conversion. And so you pay, you're not paying as much in tax because the value went down. So you really can't, I don't know, maybe you just have a separate account that when you're listing your assets up above, and you're just separate amounts that you're going to depreciate already out of the gate, or you have to go back and do it. I don't know. It's
Yeah, well,
one
the
of-
software is not there on something like that yet, but like you just said, you'd have to do it in a workaround type of scenario. By the way, in case you don't have it, second, I just put in the chat box. Everybody should see it, my cell number. So if you have questions or you were talking about all these things and for some reason, um, what did Scott say? Reach out to me. You know, everybody knows by now, or should know, that I will be more than happy to help. Also in the chat box, I just put my email. I think all of you have it, but just in case, especially for some of you that are newer. And remember, when you put a case together, I get these at least 6 to 10, 12 times a day. People email me and say, Scott, I just ran XYZ case. Would you take a look at it? I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. Or what is this? Or give me a thumbs up. I'll give you the thumbs up, say, well done. Or I'll tweak it, try and make it better for you. But my point being is that's there and I'm happy to help. And of course, Sam is also part of my team. So he's happy. One of us will get back to you to help and happily. Any other questions I can answer?
Will there ever be a time where we can import the IUL illustration or the annuity illustration to show the income?
Actually, good thing you said that. Annuity one, yes. Life insurance one, you can actually do it already. Let me show you. You click Add Insurance, and instead of volatility buffer, you choose Guaranteed Income. Now we have a template you have to use. You click it, give me a second, let it come up. Can everybody see this template? Just give me a thumbs up. Got it? Okay, good. All right, it's basically just a few columns. We don't need the illustration. You can't do the illustration, but you simply put in the information from the illustration. We don't have year in here, so the numbers on the side will do that. But you put, you know, the premium, death benefit, cash value, distribution, and what you then do is save it. Come back here, choose the file, and it will upload here and be part of the output, just so you know. So for life insurance, you could do that now. Annuities, not yet. Have to admit, we're not really working on it yet because we've got a lot of other stuff, but I would say that's a down the road thing. Remind me of that. Dennis, I think that was you. Remind me of that, okay? Please. Still coming. We were at 97. People had the nerve to leave. Okay. So I went over everything. Pretty sure I went over everything. And I gave you a tease of what's coming. So on the next case study call, we hopefully will have even more updates and others that are probably just around the corner. Any other questions I can answer? All right. Well, oh, good. It was recording. Like I said, this was recorded. I will send it to you. Thank you very much for being here, everybody. It was nice seeing everybody. I hope you got something out of it. And look, you know, remember, you're not alone. So if you're like, I don't remember everything, reach out to me. I will ignore your call. I mean, I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. You know, look, if I'm in the middle of something, I won't answer the phone. People called me just now. But as soon as I can, I'll text you, call you, whatever it might be, and get back to you. In the meantime, truly, Happy New Year. 2024 is going to be great and nothing but good things from all and for you and all of your families. Take care, everyone.